Good afternoon, folks. It's Mark here again, and today I'm going to show you a lick I've been working on today. It's a whole tone tapping lick. It sounds pretty weird, sounds pretty outside, but it's just purely an exercise at the moment. So I'll explain it in 2 minutes. I'll play you what I've got, and I'll try and get it roughly up to speed so you can hear it in the way it's kind of meant to sound in my head. So here we go. And a wee bit quicker. Couple times more. You get the idea, it's in there somewhere. So I was working on this kind of multiple finger tapping because I've got it's not really my biggest strong point in the world. So I decided to make an exercise. That addresses all the kind of weak points within this third finger here. That's my downfall. So I decided to make a whole tone lick, just so that all the frets are the same distance apart, and I'm not dealing with big stretches, or I'm not dealing with a particular key or anything. And the first thing I did with this lick was break it down into wee chunks, mechanical chunks, that once I've got under my fingers I can combine them all together and make one big long line. So I've decided to do it in octaves, so that I'm only learning one kind of pattern and then repeating that through the strings. So the frets I'm using so far are 9, 11, 13, and then a tap with the middle finger on the 13th, and a tap with the ring finger on the right hand on 15. So the very first thing I was doing was getting used to trying to keep those notes nice and even in power, even in control, even in spacing, so they all sound the same basically. The weakest one there was the left hand pinky, funny enough. Sounds fine. Then going to jump that to the G string, 9, 11, 13 with the left hand, 15, 17 with the right hand. My ring fingernails is just slightly too long, so it's catching the fretboard or the string every now and again, so excuse the weirdness that you might hear. You're aiming for the flesh every time. So get that nice and even, nice and smooth. And the top string, the high E string, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, that's with the left hand, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 with the right hand. And then combine all three of them, but watching out for the ring finger or the last note of the previous string and the first note of the new string. You need to watch those transition points to make sure that this lifts as soon as a left hand first finger goes down. So it's like the kind of seesaw effect. One goes down, one comes up. So that's nice and even. And when I come up off this string here, I'm just releasing the pressure. I'm not coming away from the string. and that means I can still keep it muted. And again, try to keep all the notes nice and evenly spaced. And then continuing with that part. So we're just climbing up the pattern just now. And again, from that G string to the E string. When one goes down, one comes up, but keep the contact with the string so that you can keep it nice and muted. Got it with the fingernail there. So you can hear that high E string is just a bit weaker than the rest of the notes on with the way I'm playing it. So that's something I need to work on just to bring out the clarity of that top 20th fret. And I'm slightly rushing it as well because I can feel it's just a weaker finger than the other one, so I can actually feel that it's physically not as up there with the other notes. So I really have to hit that hard. The next thing I would do is, this is why I was working on this in the first place, the pull-offs from that third finger. So the weaker finger on my hand needs to work on the pull-offs, doing the whole thing backwards. That to me, I feel really, really awkward with that. That just doesn't feel a kind of natural mechanic to my hands. That. And I'm kind of doing backwards hammer-ons, so I'm not holding all these notes down in position. I'm kind of hammering every one of them. I'm hammering every one of them backwards, basically. Yuck. And then I would try and just work this one back down through the same scale shapes that we've been looking at. So that's the hard part for me, is getting over those strings. And try to keep that nice and even. So, like that, it can get quite smooth when you get it. And the last kind of the last couple of things I would say on this is that rolling up the notes and rolling back down the notes just on the one string. I would try and practice that for like a length of time, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, to build up stamina, and like you really feel that in your forearm and in the back of your hands. It really builds up a lot of kind of strength, and I've tired myself out now. Another just another part of this lick, which I played at the start, was... So get used to that string skip. And tapping on the... So when you skip to the G string, play the last two notes of the A string with the right... Play the last two right hand notes on the string before. So essentially you're tapping on two different strings. I'm trying to keep all that nice and quiet, keeping the string transitions as even and as muted as possible, hence why my big green string mute here. So I practice that mechanic, nice and slow, nice and even. And then I string the two together. And then just to tie it all together, here's what I played at the start. So I'm rolling up and rolling down. The 9, 11, 13, 15, 13, 15, 13, 11, 9, 7, and then back up. Then I'm string skipping to the G, 9, 11, 13. And then I'm repeating 13, 15 on the A. And then going back up to the G for 9, 11, 13. So that section, that is the whole thing, basically. Then the whole thing repeats from there. And on the high E string, you roll up. And then just descend through the scale shape again. So here's the whole thing that I played at the start, and I'll chuck the tab up at the end as well. But here's the whole thing roughly slow. And once you get used to this, I'm just trying to take those techniques, and rather than playing that specific lick, I'm just using those ideas and stringing them together as and when I like, basically. So I'm trying to kind of get used to just using them in an improvised way rather than being stuck to a set lick, basically. I mean, so I could just kind of dive up and down the strings as and when I like. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you get some use out of it. It's fairly demanding, but it's as useful as you want to make it, I suppose. If you liked it, give it a like. If you want to share it about, then share it about. If you're looking for lessons, if you're looking for Skype lessons, if you want to give me any help, any tips, any advice, I'll welcome any comments or any messages. That'll be fantastic. Anyway, in the meantime, enjoy it, and I'll speak to you soon. Thanks, folks.